Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze is sponsored by Cole Obarts Entertainment, providing amusement, celebration, and distraction since 2013. To find out more, visit us on the web at www.coleobartsent.com.
To Desertwood Days. Today's guest, let's welcome the lovely and talented Julie Reiderer. Hello there.
Hi. Hi, Kathy.
Hi. How are you today?
Great. How are you?
I'm awesome. Well, thank you for joining us here on this Christmas segment of Desertwood Days.
Thank you. I'm super excited.
Such a pleasure. So, Julie, I always like to give our audience a little gist of who the person is. I mean, we can talk about all the creative stuff, but I want them to know who you are. And how did you get started in this industry as an actress? Was there someone that inspired you?
You know, honestly, I have loved acting and performing and just entertaining. It's just my personality. I think I was born that way. As a young child, my dad likes to laugh. My sisters like to laugh. We're always joking around. When I was in grade school, I was in all the school plays and choir.
Oh.
Yep. And then in high school, I was in the musicals and the plays and such. When early in the 90s, I moved out to Arizona. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
Hmm. And came out here because the sun was shining instead of
Right.
snowing.
Good reason.
Exactly. And I started doing acting in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I did a few like made for TV movies. I was taking acting classes. I was having a lot of fun. And then later in the 90s, I had my son, and you know, life just took a different tour for me.
Right.
So I became a mom, and I did that. You know, obviously for a while. He's
Right.
25 now,
Oh.
and you know, I kind of my life took a different detour.
Right.
But then I kind of came back to
You
it.
came back.
So yeah, it's another time in my life. I feel like I have more life experiences, and I feel more secure about myself versus like when I was in my 20s and I was a little
Right.
naive and too trusting, right?
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, I just love it though. I love entertaining, and I love having fun.
Because it's always been a part of you.
It has.
And no matter what life takes us to, it's always here.
It is.
It's always here, and I think it's just a part of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most entertainer would say if they look back at their childhood, it was always there.
It's so true.
Yes, I think we're all creatives in some way.
Exactly.
Whether it's painting, it's
Uh-huh.
music, or it's fashion, filmmaking, acting, we're all creatives, whether it's being a mom,
Mm-hmm.
because moms create.
They certainly do.
Right, and you know, and we plant those seeds, moms and dads, we plant those seeds for our children to be creatives, whatever
Mhm.
that may be for them.
Right.
And sometimes that means putting our passion on a back burner to get them up and where they need to be in life. But
Absolutely.
once that's done, it's time for us to get back at it, right?
Yes.
So you started back acting after your son was grown and
Mhm.
doing his own thing. How was that getting started for you?
Well, I do have another child too, and she's 13. And she actually she was born with a lot of medical issues, and that's a whole nother part of my life that has really motivated me to do what I love, because life is too short sometimes, right?
Right.
And everybody is given different gifts in life and skills, and so life is too short not to do what you love.
Right.
And it's almost a duty for me to show my children in my family that I need to do what I love.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd be doing myself a disservice and my kids a disservice, because they need to do what they love too.
Sure, of course.
So,
And you know what? And one thing we forget is our family and our children, they want to see us happy also.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
remember when I started doing fashion and modeling and things like that. My daughters were my biggest supporters. I mean, they were, I mean, one, they helped me pack my suitcase, my bags for my events, and your children are your biggest supporters.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, those are your number one fans there. So, but we
Exactly.
tend to forget that.
Cool.
Yes.
Yes.
So you started back up in the industry. Can you tell me one memorable moment starting back up since you hadn't did it for a while?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, getting back into it, I think sometimes we tend to second guess ourselves, no matter how confident we are,
Right.
secure we are in ourselves. But the first time getting back into like taking an acting class, for example, I remember getting into the class and there was about 20 other people in there, and I had to get up in front of people and do some improv stuff, and I was just like, oh, like I forgot my ABCs. There's an exercise where I had to do ABCs.
Try counting backwards.
And I was like, A, B, you know. So yeah, but it's super fun, and I've discovered so many things about myself and other people.
Right.
It's just so fun.
And you know what? That is a form of acting, and I learned that in one of my courses. It's also is discovering who you are as a person. And sometimes we forget who we are as a person. We're so busy trying to be this character or be what we think others want us to be. We forget about discovering who we actually are and exuding that and bringing that out in that character also.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. So can you tell me about one of your first roles coming back or what films that you were a part of?
Yeah. So when I first came back, I did a I did a hearing aid commercial.
Okay.
You know, it is what it is, but it was fun. It was a fun experience. You know, and from that experience, I met, you know, the director and the cameraman, and to this day, we've been in. I just went to one of his events last night, so we've, you know, been in contact. We work on different projects together, and he's, you know, he's a good friend now.
Right.
And I've met other people on set. So that was my first thing coming back. And I've done, you know, several commercials, yeah, in the last few months, and I'm working on a short film right now, and a web series I just finished. So I got some exciting stuff coming up in 2023 too. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I like to ask this question also for a mature person that's out there watching you today and that may want to do what you're doing, but there's a fear there. What advice would you give them?
You know, believe in yourself. That little voice that you have in your head that you're like when you're by yourself and you're like, yeah, I'm awesome, I'm this, I'm funny, I'm quite witty and everything else. Don't forget about that little voice. Go back to that voice and listen to that voice, and don't let that fear overtake, you know, what you think you can't do, because anything is possible. And even if it isn't, so what? You've learned another way how not to do something, right? So it's almost fun. I want to say it's almost fun failing, because then you find out things that you just, you know, you didn't do. Or you discover.
Or something that you can do.
Yeah.
You can do
or
better.
Or you did do it.
Yeah. Or you did do it.
You're like, wow, I didn't know I had that.
Because when you're discovering yourself, you find out, you know what, hey, I can do this.
Yeah.
Or I did do that right. Because, you know, a lot of times that naysayer is our own selves.
Exactly.
Right. It's that voice in our head that's telling us, Kathy, you can't do this.
Yeah.
Or Kathy, you're too old for this. Or you didn't do this right, or whatever. You should be this way. But a lot of times it's our own inner voice that's giving us these negative thoughts.
It is.
So I love that you've jumped back in, you're doing it, and you're confident in what you're doing. Whether it's the wrong way, the right way, or in the middle, you're still doing it.
Yeah.
I love that. Where would you like to see, where do you see Julie in 5 years? Where would you like to be, take all this that you're accomplishing and be in 5 years?
Yeah. So I love entertaining, and wherever that might take me, you know, I'm still discovering what I might excel at, whether it be, you know, podcasting or being like maybe a TV series or something. That would be great, to find a great cast that I became really good friends with also, right? And was able to take that and work on something solid for for years to come.
Right.
That would be a
Well,
blessing.
it sounds like you're on the right track. You're doing one important thing is getting out there, networking and connecting with people because of those things that you know what you may not be great at right now. Getting with this group of people that's already doing things will help strengthen what you already have.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing that you're already doing. Um, but I think I mentioned it to you earlier. I said I just see that face on a Lifetime movie.
Right.
You can tell I watch a lot of Lifetime movies, and look, lately I've been watching a lot of Christmas movies, so I can just see. You know, sometimes we have a look.
We do.
And what look do you see when you see Julie?
You know, it is funny that you mentioned that because I feel like I would be a good. So there's a couple of things because I have many sides to Julie. So like sometimes I feel like, oh man, I could totally see myself as a character like in like Seinfeld or something because I'm so, you know, crazy and kooky and you know unpredictably, you know, funny. Sometimes I mean I think I am. But and then sometimes I feel like I would be a role like as a mom.
Do you have people having a hard time saying your last name?
Yes, all the time. Yes. They'll be like Julie Reiderer or Julie Reiderer. So, yes. It's all good, though.
It's all good. We'll get it. So, Julie, one thing about coming back into the industry is, and you spoke about getting to know who you are and yourself. And we talked about you seeing these different character roles for Julie, and that shows that you're getting to that point that you know who you are. You know, I'm funny. I'm a mom. I'm a businesswoman. I'm this. So that's good that you know those roles. So you know, hopefully you won't get stuck in a box where you don't want to be.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that happens. Just like she looks like a mom. Everyone wants to hire her for a mom. It's okay if it's good money. I mean, I'll be that mom in every role. But there may be time that your heart and your stomach is aching for being that bad woman. That that bad Z woman.
Absolutely.
But so you have to keep it open. What do you do to work on yourself to prevent yourself from getting stuck in, say, like a mom's role?
Yeah, well, definitely just trying out different things. I audition for different roles all the time, even if I maybe feel like, oh gosh, this is so out of my comfort zone. But I'm like, but then again, I'm like, ooh, this is out of my comfort zone, right? So you can look at it two different ways.
Sometimes it's a good feeling, right?
Exactly. Like, hey, let me try being a British killer or something. You know, like I don't know. Why not? Let's do it.
Why not? Right. So I know you brought some media, some of your headshot, different character shots. Why don't we take a look at those?
Okay.
So what was going on right here?
So you know what? This is just the facts of this picture. I felt pretty that day, and I took selfies of myself.
Okay.
You know.
Ain't nothing wrong with feeling pretty,
right? You know, and honestly, it was around Fat Tuesday. That's why I have the beads on me, and I was being a little sexy that day. So,
yeah, that was what caught my eyes was the beads. I was wondering what was going on with the beads. Nothing wrong with being sexy and cute. Okay, this is a nice picture here.
That's my serious. I'm going to work in the office, and I'm going to kick ass today.
Right, Mr. Scott Hayes, huh?
Yeah, Mr. Scott Hayes. Shout out. He's a great guy.
You're ready to go take down some people.
See?
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
And I like, you know, you show different faces, different sides of Julie right there. And that's what we have to do is show them that I can be that bad person, look, motorcycle rider, or I can be that bad a manager of the office, or that mother that's controlling, that's managing her home. You're showing all sides of that. I love that. And what is it that if there was this dream role out there, what would it be for you?
You know, honestly, I would love to be on a comedy show.
Oh, okay.
I would love it.
Okay.
I love to laugh. I love to entertain. I would just love being like the comedic lead of a TV series or something. Yeah.
Have you had the opportunity to work on a comedy yet?
I I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
You hear that? Here's Julie. She wants to do a comedy.
Right here.
So have you ever thought about doing stand-up just to get yourself, you wet your whistle?
I know I have thought about it, and I've had so many friends of mine and people that I've worked with tell me, Julie, you need to do stand-up comedy. You need to try it. You need to do it. And I just haven't done it yet. But that's not to say I won't do it because,
Right.
yeah. But
I mean, I know it's two different things,
It
but
is.
still, but it lets you know I can do this. I can be funny.
Yeah.
Right. Which you already know you're funny.
Right. I mean, I laugh at myself all the time.
I do the same thing in the mirror every day. So, Julie, I know that you're an actress, and you know what? Most times we're there's multiple things that we're doing it out here, and I know you're also starting a podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm super excited because it's just going to be raw Julie. The title of it's Truly Julie, so it'll just be all about me. And I'm going to discuss a lot of things on it. My daughter, she's 13. She was born with a lot of medical issues, and she has autism and disabilities. So it's a passion close to my heart.
Okay.
So special needs. So I'm going to be talking about that.
Okay.
Kind of like a platform for other parents to talk about different things and vent, because for caregivers, self-care is a real struggle a lot of times.
Okay, that is
and
true.
so just to take time and do something for yourself. Right. And that comes around to why I'm doing this also, because it's something that mommy wants to do and Julie wants to do. So, you know, I love my kids, and everybody that are moms, they know that they love their kids, but a lot of times we tend to lose ourselves in our children and lose sight of like what our dreams once were. So why do they have to be once were? Can't they be now? So it's a combination of things, you know. So I just want to talk about that.
And most time losing yourself, it just happens.
It does,
especially when being a parent and having dealing with children and their day-to-day lives. You get lost in all that.
Yeah,
and we don't even realize it sometimes that we're really not having a self-care day.
Yeah,
or we're not eating right or doing the things that we need to do for ourselves, or forget about what you're passionate about, because that family unit is more important than Julie or Kathy.
Yes.
So we do get lost in ourselves, in our families, and other people. A lot of times we're allowing other people to soak up too much of our time.
Yes.
That we're not able to take care of ourselves. So I love that you're being an actress, you're being a podcast host, and it's all about Julie. I love that. So when is your first podcast coming out?
So that's to be determined. I am pre-recording it next week, and then I'll keep you guys updated on the release date. So I'm not too sure yet, but it's in the works.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So what is it with all about Julie?
Truly Julie.
Truly Julie. What is it that you expect? What do you want people to get from that?
You know, I want people to maybe take a little piece of, I don't want to say advice, but a little comfort in knowing that they are not alone. Hopefully people will tune in and be entertained also, because I'm not always serious. So it's, you know, a lot of times, sometimes
no,
parents,
you're a funny girl.
Yes, but like parents, especially the community of parents with kids with special needs and stuff, they're always talking serious, and they're always talking about ailments and all this and that. And I kind of take a loosen up and have a lighthearted approach as, you know, to what's going on, because life is funny. Yes. Life is too short not to smile and laugh and look at the positives of things, no matter what.
And you know what? As parents, our children want to see us smile.
Yes.
Want to see us laugh.
Yes.
And sometimes I think I was laughing too much for my kids. I got on their nerves. They're like, sit down somewhere, Mom. I'm tired of you. If I can show you some pictures of my daughter, I can barely get her to smile most times. But she's out at a program, and she's standing with two cute police officers. She's cheesing. I'm like, is that what I have to do to get her to smile?
Oh.
So I love what you're doing, Julie. Keep up the great work.
You.
Keep showing mothers, women, and fathers of special needs, or people that are at a certain age, or are things that are going in their life that may have put their things that they're passionate on hold because of whatever the reason may be. Show them that it can be done, and I love that you're doing that. So where can our audience reach you?
Where can they reach me?
Yeah.
Oh, they can reach me. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Julie Reiderer Official. And Facebook. I'm on Facebook as well.
I love the Julie Reiderer Official. I love that.
You know, you got to act as if, so it's all good.
Yes. Okay. It is our holiday segment, and I like to ask this question. Can you tell us what you're thankful for this year?
Oh goodness, I am thankful. You know, I'm thankful for my parents for, you know, giving me opportunities in this life and giving me life.
Yes.
And just always being there for me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we're thankful for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us here today.
Oh gosh, it was so fun.
Such a pleasure. And thank you for joining us here today at Desertwood Days, and we will catch you next time.